Welcome, it's Chatty Sparkly Runners, and if you've got a bit of a niggle or a bit of an injury, this episode is for you, isn't it?
Yeah, and let's be honest, if you've got a group of runners in front of you and you ask them if you put your hand up, if you've been injured in the last year, a lot of them will put their hand up.
Yeah.
So it's about what to do if you have a bit of a niggle or an injury.
Yeah. Okay. Fire away, Colin. What?
Okay,
You've got
so
some
yeah,
golden
yeah,
rules. I'm
okay.
waiting for you on this one.
Okay, yeah, so some golden rules. I'll go through them later. But the first thing that you need to do is you need to, if you have got a niggle, and I've got a little bit of one off the foot.
Yeah, that's a good reason for doing it today, isn't it?
Because
even you get niggles.
I did the cross country, and it was a lot of it on Canberra, and I was running a bit quicker, and I've got a bit of a niggle. So
I think you were not wearing the right shoes.
No,
either.
I've got to follow my
Admit
own.
that.
Yeah, okay, I've got to follow my own golden rule. So this is about recognising and what to do initially when you get an injury.
And it's about carrying on from being feeling based.
Yeah, exactly. So, the first thing is, if you have got a bit of a niggle or you know it's an injury, just acknowledge that that's what you've got and don't keep on it. And I'll come back to the third golden rule is about.
I think we're all guilty of, it'll go away, I'll ignore it.
But it won't.
Yeah.
You've got to listen
well,
to
it might if you're lucky, but you've got to recognise it's there and take some steps up, and that's what you're going to talk about.
And I'll talk about those steps that you can do. So you've acknowledged that you've got a bit of a niggle and you've got to do something about it. And so we're talking about feeling based running, because that's what Chatty Sparkly is. It's
all about listening to your breathing, isn't it? And staying chatty.
Yeah, or listening to your breathing and thinking, I'm going to go a bit more than chatty, I'm going to go breathy.
And listening to your whole body, aren't you, as well? If you're feeling tired, we've talked about that in the past, haven't we? Tired or fatigued, then you ease off the running.
And we've got to say you should be having lots of vitality, and that's the trouble, isn't it? You can have lots of vitality, but you've got a bit of an injury or a winjury, and you're desperate to get out, but you really know in the back of your mind that it should be.
It's a warning shot,
isn't it? It's a warning shot. So you have to listen to your body. So the first thing is about listening to your body is if it, and I tell this to my youngsters, is if it's telling you go running and if it's telling you to stop, just stop. Listen to your body. And your body will tell you if it's
ouch.
If it's ouch, or it'll tell you to stop.
You've
got to stop. So that's the first thing. If it's telling you to stop.
What if it happens in a race?
Well, if it happens in a race, you've got to be. I think most people in a race are sort of focused, and you don't feel the pain the same. Well, I don't.
So you might not notice it.
You might not notice. You certainly might. You might notice it when you finish the race, but if you notice it in the race, I would stop.
Yeah,
because you could really do yourself a bit of harm by doing that. So the first thing is, if it's telling you to stop,
wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stop.
Yeah.
Get a lift home.
Yeah, I've had to do that a couple of times. People
Come on, pick me up.
Take me home.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare to do that. So then, if you've got this, and if you can feel it. My next golden rule is if you can feel it when you're walking.
Right. So you're moving on now. So it might be if it's a you've got a stop injury, you're going to feel it.
Yeah, straight away stop. Okay. So what if you can feel it when you're walking? Well, normally if you can feel it when you're walking, the chances are you shouldn't be running on it, unless it's an injury caused a non-running injury,
like
wearing the wrong pair of shoes or
some different shoes,
or doing something really unaccustomed.
Going on a long walk and wearing big heavy walking boots that you're not used to,
or something, or anything like that.
It could be an activity that you've done that's caused it, couldn't it?
So, but generally,
different activity.
If you can feel it when you're walking, you're best not running. But if it's just a little something, you can run and try it out. But it might be the other way round. It might be that you feel it when you're walking, but when you get running,
that's what I was just going to say.
It goes away. In which case, that might be a non-running injury. See, my niggle on the top of my foot, I know that's caused by having the wrong shoes on and racing. So I might be all right to go running, but I went running last night and it's no better than today.
Right, so that tells you.
That tells me, okay, I've had a go at running. It hasn't improved. So the third golden rule is, if you have got an injury, acknowledge that you've got an injury and take 5 days off.
Right. So you've got to the stage where you've you can feel it when you're walking, you've tried it out running and it still doesn't go away, you know you've got to take 5 days
Absolutely.
rest.
If it's telling you to stop, you have to stop, full stop.
Yeah.
If it's not telling you to stop but it's not getting better, then you have to take 5 days. In either of those cases, the third golden rule is take 5 days off. And some people
5 days is a long time, isn't it? And that's if you're following a training program, you might think, oh my goodness, I'm going to lose fitness. I'm going to be a week behind on my training.
But it's 5 days because you won't lose fitness in 5 days. You're more likely to recover, come back and super compensate and actually get fitter. So taking 5 days off,
or doing too much.
Yeah, taking 5 days off is going to help the body heal, and it's going to, if it is a little niggle, it's going to repair in 5 days.
Right.
So take 5 days off. You're not going to lose any fitness.
Yeah.
Of course, if you take you take 5 days off every week, then you are going to lose fitness. But if you've had a good block of training like I have, and then you say, oh, it's not getting any better, I'm taking 5 days off, you're not going to lose any fitness through that.
And you would take the full 5 days, because I can imagine.
Yeah, be confident.
Perhaps, you get to 3 days
try
and you think, oh, it's getting better. Oh, I'm desperate to go for a run, because you've got all that vitality, because you've had a bit of a rest.
If you try it out,
you could, you might knock it back and have to have another 5 days, mightn't you?
Yeah, and the thing is, how do you cope with doing that? Well, the answer is, enjoy the non-running time.
Yeah, do something different.
Go out bird watching, or learn to play the piano, or read a book that you've been trying to do. Yeah. You've been trying to get round to doing anything.
That's right, Colin. You could write the book if you're having a day of running.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. There's some, and you just got to let the body heal, and the body's brilliant. We keep saying how amazing the body is. Well, the body will heal.
Yeah. So 5 days will sort a little niggle out.
We'll sort.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And if it doesn't, then it's time to go and get some professional advice.
Yeah.
Don't post it on Facebook and say.
No.
And I get lots
There's
of.
There's plenty of experts on Facebook, but you're better off going to a proper professional.
You've got to go to a qualified person, a physiotherapist.
Yeah.
So someone that's experienced and someone that's qualified.
Experienced in sports injuries.
Because they would have seen it before.
Yeah.
Chances are they would have seen it before, and they will give you what to do. And the most important thing is to rest it. To rest and let it heal. I think a lot of people, myself included, if you're so desperate to come back that you sort of overstretch it.
Yeah, you look up stretches on the internet.
Yeah, and you don't let it heal. So, I mean, don't do anything for those 5 days and let it heal.
Yeah, and then wait to see what the physio says.
See what the physio says.
And then don't overdo the stretching, because I've done that. I've been given stretches before and overdone it, and it just didn't get any better when I turned my foot over. So
coming back from injury,
that's the next big question.
This one is really about what to do when you get injured.
Yeah, and
if
how
you've got
to
an
really
injury,
listen to your
how
body.
to really listen to your body, and those 3 things that you need to do. But we do about how to come back from injury.
We can do another video.
I think that coming back from injury or coming back from illness, there's a lot of colds and illnesses around at the moment. I think you've got to be really careful. So
so just summing up this one, it's all about listening to your body and
absolutely.
And as we keep saying, treat it gently.
Yeah, and
look after it.
Pain is weakness coming out the body or something like that. No, it isn't. Pain is your body telling you that you're overdoing it or you're not having enough rest. So listen to your body.
Pushing through an injury is counterproductive, because I know you've said it before. You might take your 5 days. If you don't take your 5 days, you're adding more time recovery, aren't you? So you can explain that.
Yeah, so every day that you run with an injury is at least 1 day extra recovery that you need to take to get it better. So say you had a sore shin and you run on it for 3 days, it's likely that it's going to take at least 6 days. At least 6 days to recover. But if you've got a sore shin and it's telling you to stop, and you stop and you have a rest for 5 days, chances are your body will heal.
You've got more chance of it healing.
And if you carry on and you've got a sore shin, and you're not listening to your body, then what will happen is your body will shout at you a bit, and it will turn
a sore shin into a screaming shin,
into a stress fracture, and you'll have a stress fracture, and that's pretty painful. And if, of course, you're you ignore that, then it'll give you a fracture, and then you'll be in accident and emergency.
That's worst case scenario.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what happens if you don't listen to your body. So listen to your body.
Listen to your body and treat it gently.
Yeah, and acknowledge, be brave and acknowledge that you've got something wrong and it's time to rest.
And that it's fixable if you look
after it.
Yeah,
your body's amazing. It'll recover really quickly. You gain fitness really quickly. It'll recover really quickly if you give it a chance to.
Yeah, I think that's the main message, isn't it?
Yeah, good.
Great. Yeah, and don't forget to visit our Facebook page and join our Facebook group for lots of advice and guidance.
Yeah, we don't tend to.
Runs.
Yeah, we don't. I won't give advice about injuries.
Yeah, you must
because
say that,
I'm not a professional. I'm a coach. So
you'll give your golden rules.
I'll give my golden rules. Yeah.
A long-lasting injury, you've got to go and.
I can say this is what you need to do to not get injured, and this is what you need to do if an injury is. From my experience, if you have an injury, I'm not a professional, so I'm not going to diagnose any injuries, and I'm not going to say rehab on any particular injuries. That's for the professionals to do.
Yeah,
but what we've done today is we've given you the general golden rules that we've learned over many years that work.
And if you've got a niggle, you can stop it becoming a proper injury.
Yeah, and you don't
following those golden rules.
And you can save your physiotherapy bills by just having a rest.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so more next week probably about how to come back from injury. Yeah.
And the YouTube, you haven't mentioned.
I haven't mentioned YouTube.
They can subscribe or press the bell icon.
The subscriptions in, don't you?
Yeah. We've really building up. Most of them are Shrewsbury School, but we can move on from that.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye.